Hey everyone, this is Bret, January 25th, 2013 AD, coming at you with a new Friday on the Turntable. Hope you guys have all had a great week and are about to have some exciting things planned for this weekend. Here it's been rainy all day. Had a nice little fun day. Went out with my friend Jesse. Went to a few record stores here, and yeah, it was just fun driving out in this gloomy weather. And so as you can tell from today's title of the video, we're talking about Elliott Smith. Kind of for a lot of people, he's a household name, but I do realize that there's a lot of people out there that aren't familiar with Elliott Smith or the genius that his music is/was. And it was difficult to choose an album to feature of his, but at the end of the day, I had to pick From a Basement on the Hill. From a Basement on the Hill came out in 2004. It was his sixth and final album. Came out about a year after he died. He died in about October, somewhere in October 2003, and this album came out in 2004. It was recorded over a period of a couple of years at a studio in Malibu by a guy named David McConnell, and they recorded the album together, Elliott Smith and him, with various guest musicians, and it wasn't finished when he passed away. And so after he died, the album was handed over to a guy that had recorded and produced several of Elliott's albums before that, a guy named Rob Schnapp. And so he mixed it and put it together. So the album that we know as From a Basement on the Hill, perhaps, wasn't the album that Elliott intended. I think he had intended it to be a double album, in the sense of a double album like The Wall or the Beatles' White Album, but it ended up being whittled down to 15 songs, so there was a lot of unreleased material. So what we have as From a Basement on the Hill wasn't the exact album that Elliott Smith had intended to release. Here it is once again, cover, and this had come out. This was released on October 19th of 2004. This is on Anti Records. It was reissued on vinyl on Kill Rock Star's label, I think, over a couple of years ago. But this is the gatefold. This is the original, with the song lyrics and credits handwritten in there. Pictures of Elliott there, and I'll just pull out the record so you can see the labels are really cool. They have the birds that are kind of a reoccurring theme throughout the album, and each record has a different little set of the little birds on there. But what a lot of people don't realize about Elliott Smith is he was a really phenomenal guitar player, acoustic, finger picking, just excellent, great melodic sense, really thoughtful, intense lyrical content. And this album, I mentioned it just a few minutes ago, but for me, this album is very comparable to, it just reminds me a lot of the Beatles' White Album. It's psychedelic at times, it's acoustic, it runs the gamut of emotion and sounds, it's experimental. And as I was listening to it right before I hit record, it just kept making me think of the Beatles' White Album, but as if one vocalist, and that vocalist had a very Alex Chilton sound to it. So it's across from the Beatles' White Album and Big Star for me. That's what this always conjures up, and Elliott Smith does. And my girlfriend had an early copy of this album on CD before it was released. It had a different track list and everything, and so right around the time I met her, we'd listen to that over and over again. So perhaps that's why this today to this day is my favorite one. It just has really a good memory attached to it, and it also has my absolute favorite song from Elliott Smith, which is called Twilight, and it's just phenomenal, just incredible. There was one single for this album, and it came out in 2003 before the actual album was released, and it's for a track called Pretty Ugly Before, which is a really excellent track, and it was on the Suicide Squeeze record label. But this is it for Pretty Ugly Before. And the B-side is Distorted Reality Is Now a Necessity to Be Free, which is the closing track on the album. I'll pull this one out because it has a really cool label on it here, just really plain blue label on that one. And here's the CD version as well. I got this back when it came out. Yeah, CD version. Has that little theme with the bird there, if you can see it. The bird's on the back. Yeah, so other favorite tracks on this one: Let's Get Lost, Don't Go Down, Strung Out Again, Fond Farewell, Memory Lane. It's just all excellent. You know, for someone that is new to Elliott Smith, it's not necessarily the album I would point him to. I think if I had to say for a starting place, I think XO is the place to go. This was his major label debut. This was, I think this was his fourth. Yeah, this was his fourth album, and this came out in '98 or '99, I believe. And this one is just excellent. It came out on DreamWorks. This one has Waltz Number 2, which is excellent, and Bottle Up and Explode, Pizzella, Sweet Adeline. Yeah, just really an excellent release. So if you're looking at a place to start, this is it. If you like that, then really check out some of his other work. So after XO came out, he put out Figure 8, and on the cover of Figure 8, I couldn't find my copy. I think it's out in the car, but there's the cover of Figure 8 has this swirled image, and that's the photograph was taken in front of this wall in Silver Lake, California, just part of Los Angeles, and that after Elliott Smith passed away was a memorial. And around 2005, we went on a little road trip, and we took pictures of ourselves in front of that wall, and the wall's since been graffitied on, repainted, graffitied on, etc. So it's this memorial where fans sign little tributes to him on there and stuff. So very cool. Another couple interesting things about Elliott Smith is, well, number one, he was nominated for a Grammy for his soundtrack work. Some of the songs that featured in the movie Good Will Hunting. So you can look on YouTube and see Elliott Smith performing the song Miss Misery in a white suit. You should be able to find that on YouTube at the Oscars. And there's a great video of him performing an in-store. I think it was shortly after that at a record store here in Phoenix called Stinkweeds. Now, it's since moved to a location in downtown Phoenix, but it used to be in Tempe. And it was a small store with a little stage in the front, and Elliott, and you can actually pretty much see the whole show there. The camera was put on the store counter. Another cool thing about that is they didn't do many in-stores there, but I know I think Mark Kozlik from Red House Painters played there, and my band Audra, actually, we did our first album release party on that little stage, just probably 2 years after Elliott Smith's show. So just a little cool connection there. Elliott Smith has done some phenomenal covers that you can seek out as well. He did a great version of Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult with all of the guitar parts and everything. He's done a phenomenal version of Big Stars 13, Cat Stevens' Trouble, and a really cool version of Hank Williams Jr.'s All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down, which reminds me here, I pulled this out as well. This was a book that came out a few years back by a photographer, Autumn DeWild, and there's the picture of that wall there. You can see it from, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. But this is a book of all photographs and little essays from all people that knew Elliott Smith. Just really great photographs. And one thing I wanted to show you, well, number one, there's a CD in the book which actually has a cover of All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down. But one thing in here that really struck me is just being really cool was this letter here that's included in the book here from May 28th, 1998. And Elliott's real first name was Stephen, and it's a letter from the Sally Mae Company. Some of you guys know Sally Mae because they do student loans, and it's actually a letter from Sally Mae congratulating him on paying off his student loan. So I thought that was really cool that's in there. So definitely seek this out. I don't know if it's still in print, but for the Elliott Smith fan, it is definitely worth checking out. It's a great collection of photographs and stuff. And shortly after he passed away, this book came out. It's a biography. It's kind of decent, but it's called Elliott Smith and the Big Nothing. I got this shortly after it came out. Like I said, it's pretty decent. It's, you know, your typical kind of bio that's, you know, talks about his childhood and, you know, recording the albums and stuff. So it's got some pictures in there. So that's another one there. But, oh, one thing I forgot to do that I intended to do that I forgot to pull out was just some of the other albums that came out around this time period. Let me, I'll pull one out here so you guys can kind of get an idea. The Cure's self-titled from 2004. This also came out the same year as From a Basement on the Hill. And here's another one here. How about a Montreal Satanic Panic in the Attic? This was also a 2004 album. Just a couple right there. But let me see if I had anything else that I wanted to throw at you guys. No, I think that was it. So with that in mind, wow, disorganized today. With that in mind, Elliott Smith, From a Basement on the Hill, 2004 on Anti Records. Like I said, this came out, this was reissued on Kill Rock Stars, and maybe it was 2010. But this version that I have, I'm not sure if that's a double LP, but this one is a 2-record set, 15 tracks. So yeah, for sure. Elliott Smith, anything you buy from him, his first 2 albums, Roman Candle and the self-titled Elliott Smith, are a lot more stripped down, acoustic. He recorded those while he was still a member of the band Heat Miser. So that's another band for you to check out. That was earlier in his career. And then Either Or came after, was a bit more produced, more instrumentation, and then EXO, Figure 8, From a Basement on the Hill. Oh, and this is a collection. My girlfriend had bought me this for my birthday back when it came out. And this was tracks of his, unreleased tracks that came out, that were recorded from his work in the 90s. And this actually includes a version of Big Stars 13, as well as an early version of Miss Misery, which was the track I talked about from Good Will Hunting. And it has a killer version of the song Half Right, which was a song that he had done in Heat Miser. But I wanted to show you. I intended to pull this one out a couple months ago for a thread that VC member Lazarus Dwayne was doing about Killer Inner Sleeves. And after I uploaded that video, I realized that that I left this one out. And here's a great picture of Elliott. I think it must have been either for Christmas or his birthday, holding up a copy of Kiss Alive 2. Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. All my new subscribers, what's up, guys? Thanks for watching.